Tunga Sugit. Can you say Tunga Sugit? That's how you say welcome in the Inuit language spoken in the Canadian Arctic. Welcome to Patrika's Little Star Cafe. Facts that are fast, fun, and keep you happy. Today's Thursday, October 14th, 2021, and here are today's matters for chatter. Number 1. Do climate changes affect only the climate? No, in fact, they affect all of us. They affect the surroundings, but also what lives in it. As an example, one of the most popular fish among seafood lovers, salmon, is getting smaller in size as per experts, and that might be a result of climate change. Scientists of the University of Alaska at Fairbanks observed that 4 out of 5 Alaska's wild salmon species have gotten smaller in size in the last few years alone. One of the most affected ones is the king salmon, which has gotten at least 8% smaller than its size before 1990. It's not just seafood consumers, but also some wildlife animals who are getting affected by it. Alaska's bears and a few other wildlife animals also consume salmon. So if the size keeps getting smaller, the nutrient content count for these wildlife animals can also have a negative impact on the wildlife animals consuming the fish. Number 2. When anyone says galaxy, it brings to mind a pool of stars, planets, and even existence of life. With various processes, explosions, starbirths, and the notion of liveliness is associated with the word galaxy, but when we think dead galaxies, it is an unknown thing for us to imagine. However, now using NASA's Hubble Space Telescope, astronomers have found at least 6 massive galaxies which are dead. How did this happen? Cold hydrogen is required to form new stars. These dead galaxies had run out of cold hydrogen. Since there was no fuel, the galaxies could not make new stars and thus were empty or dead. It shows us how if even one gas is missing from our atmosphere, it would have drastic changes which can be scary to think about. Number 3, science never stops to amaze. Now, Northwestern University, and engineers there have created the smallest ever human-made flying structure in the form of a winged microchip, drawing inspiration from the film Ant-Man. This microfiller is approximately the size of a grain of sand and far smaller than an ordinary ant. It doesn't have a motor or an engine, instead catching flight with the wind and propeller, much like a helicopter. The inspiration was taken from nature itself, and it hopes to help nature back. Isn't that fascinating? The small chip is said to monitor pollution levels and the spread of airborne diseases while being transported by the wind. And now for today's mega matter. Do you know what mosquirix is? Malaria is a life-threatening mosquito-borne illness spread by bites from infected female mosquitoes. Though it is both avoidable and treatable, there were a projected 229 million cases of malaria around the globe in 2019, with an estimated 409,000 malaria fatalities. And trust me, mosquito bites are irritating, which is why mosquirix was important to develop. It's the world's first malaria vaccine that took over 30 years of research and work to get developed. As the trial round, over 800,000 children in Ghana, Kenya, and Malawi have been immunized as part of a study and are benefiting from the vaccine's additional protection, which made this vaccine officially the new cure for fighting deadly malaria. It is developed by GlaxoSmithKline and comes as good news for the whole world. Today's word of the day is forecast, which means a prediction based on trends. And finally, for today's quote of the day, science is simply the word we use to describe the method of organizing our curiosity. Thank you for listening, and do send us your questions and comments via WhatsApp, or you can email us at diptyanti@gmail.com. Take care, lots of love, Dipti Auntie. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Do you know how loved you are?